think everybody wants to have a better health, well-being, and there's lots of discussion about how to achieve that better health and well-being. There's lots of debate, there's lots of information in the newspapers, in medicine, all sorts of things. But it's also very controversial and confusing, because sometimes you say something is good for you and then the next minute it's bad for you. This is the world we live in. This is the world of yin and yang. This idea, the way we see the world is very conflicting. And we need to look beyond that. And this is what meditation helps us to do. When you go to the doctors, what's the first thing the doctor's going to ask you or say to you, apart from, he may say, or she may say good morning or afternoon, but what are they going to ask you? What's the matter with you? So, from that point of view, health is defined by what's wrong with you. And if I can't find anything wrong with you, then by default you must be healthy. Is that true?
Possibly.
No. But that's the way science works. If you've ever done research, you don't prove that something exists. You prove that it doesn't. And if you prove that it doesn't, then it must exist. Does that make a load of sense? But that's how it works. Nothing in science and medicine, when you do research, is to prove it exists, but to prove that something doesn't exist. And then by default, therefore, it must be what we want, what we say it will be. So, this is very confusing work. Health isn't measured by information, it isn't measured by all these things. Health, as in spirituality, is a state of being. It's a state of being, it's an experience. So it doesn't matter what you're reading, books and everything else, if you don't do anything about it, you will not become healthy. If you don't experience things. So experts and doesn't necessarily mean that it's the truth, that it's knowledge. So we need to understand that. Interesting little proverb from an ancient Zen master. Language and words are merely symbols to express the truth. But to mistake words for the truth is just as laughable as to mistake the finger for the moon. So there's a character of the monk pointing to the moon. And he says, do not mistake the finger for the moon. And it's like all Zen things, it's a twist. The moon represents your health, your well-being, your spirituality. Not the finger, not the books, not the words, not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, look at things slightly differently. So do not mistake the words, the books, what people say for the truth. The truth is in the experience. A photographer in the wilderness is suddenly waiting and this beautiful animal appears. He's got his camera all set up. Everything's ready to go, and it appears, and he just stops and looks, watches, observes, and his friend says, take a picture, take a picture, take a picture. No. Just watching. For a moment then, even for a photographer, the camera is a distraction. But notice what we do. We take pictures, we collect photos, we put them in the album, we come back to them and later say, I didn't have a good time, can you remember when we were there? They're memories. Memories is the finger. What you would have experienced if you'd have noticed it, if you'd have been there, would have been that beautiful animal pulsating in front of you. And you go, wow. Now what that does, if you observe something quietly, stillly, intently, for as long as it will take it, it kind of like burns, it like imprints on your apart, if you like. Just like the old cameras used to do. Can you remember? Well, no, because they couldn't remember, but you used to put the camera and you used to have to stand still and for about a minute before the picture was taken. It had to burn it onto the material to take the picture. Now, this is what I call the precious moments. Anyway, it's a moment of experience, it's a precious moment that you absorb what's actually happening. So when we're outside doing the Tai Chi under the trees, it's not the movements and things particularly, they're just the finger pointing to the experience and saying, you're here under the tree, wow, isn't it beautiful? Absorb, take it in. And then you can take that away with you, which means then when you come to the meditation and you're not by the ocean, you're not in the trees, you're not on the mountains, you can sit there, close your eyes, and you are there. Because it's imprinted on your soul, if you like, on your heart, on your... You don't need to see a picture. Throw away all your photos. You don't need them. What happens if your photos get lost? What happens if your mementos get lost? You get upset. Why are you getting upset? Because you're upset because you didn't remember them for what they were when they were happening. They're just memories. They're not real. So as we go forward, everything is precious. We enjoy it, we experience it. It's there. You can remember it anytime. So, what we're doing today is really going to that place. We're sitting, and the ironic thing is we're doing nothing. And yet something is happening. We're imprinting what's going through our mind and bodies in the next 20 minutes, imprinting that within ourselves, and then able to come back to remember it. So initially, as we sit and we just rest our hands like this, and sitting, we're just observing what's happening within ourselves. We're also observing what's happening around us. So if you hear a noise, you hear a noise. It'll come and go. It's not going into your psyche, it's just on the surface, splashing about. It moves away. What you're really starting to do is to observe what's happening inside. So your thoughts, your memories, in coming in as you sit quietly, that's not where you want to be focused on. What about the inner sensations? Maybe some pain, discomfort, something is not quite right. Then that's okay. Bring it in. It's all part of you. But in particular, we want to be aware of the breathing. The breathing is the sensation, the feeling that is closest to your essence, if you like, your basic life power, just ticking along. So if we really focus on breathing in and out, then we start to connect to the experience, to that state of being, which is what we're heading towards. And it becomes more intense. The more we leave behind the other stuff, the more intense it becomes inside. So in the next stage, when we bring our hands together, put the left hand on the top, thumbs together like this, that inner being, that inner awareness intensifies. It's like you're holding a bowl and it's full of something, some presence, like your essence, your very being is here. And you've captivated it. Your breathing, your quietness or calmness is captivated here. So it's like sitting early in the morning when the moon is still up and it's dark and the stars and it's calm and tranquil, the birds are starting to chatter. Imagine that. Not only imagine it, tomorrow do it. Get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Sunrise. 3 o'clock. It's quite very early now. bring it in. Bring the moon, the stars, into your hands. Part of you, you part of it. It's a very wonderful feeling. And if you just do that every day, or in the evening, it does. We feel the same thing. So when we come to here, try to perhaps imagine that, or just sit with that within yourself. And then we bring the hands up towards the upper abdomen, around here. And if you like, this area is the sun. So we've got the moon and we've got the sun. In yoga we say, hatha yoga. Hatha means sun, moon. Yin, yang. Two things. This is the vitality, the energy, the power. And through the breathing and the focus on internally, we can increase that power, that vitality. So what we do is just bring the hands round and round in a circle. Up the left, down the right, gently massaging and breathing a bit deeper, in and out. It's like the waves in the ocean. So you could now visualize the ocean, the waves, the sun rising in the morning, and you start to get, wow, a sense of vitality. Yeah. And then we turn again, here, as if holding the bowl, and we absorb that warmth and that vitality like the sunshine. So the sun and the moon come together. In terms of energy, the lower energy, the cooler earth, water energy merges, and we open the hands, and it's a sense of complete freedom. Everything is just there and floating, free. You can either think you're in space, out in space, looking at the earth, looking at the planets, looking down, or on top of a mountain, or whatever. You've got the sense of space and freedom. It's here, in your mind, in your body, you feel it. And then you bring your hands together. Whenever we bring the hands together, it symbolizes unity, oneness. There's a sense of here and now. And as if time is suspended, and this is the imprint on your heart of that feeling. Yeah. And then we open up, because we need to give, we need to share with others. Yeah. You're one part of a community, a collective of human beings, of the planet, of the stars. It's everything. You sort of feel like you're one of it. You're giving, and it's giving to you. And then we come down, and we sit, touching the finger and thumb, touch your tongue to the roof of your mouth, and you just sit. Yourself, your being, your state of being, how you feel, your personal, the collective energy, the feeling, awareness, and with the hands open, the sense of the whole universe is here. Everything comes together. This is the most perfect moment of all. You can sit here for as long as you want to. But things have to come to an end, so we come back home, we bring the hands back to the middle, put the right hand on top, this time come to the middle, and this is the part where we feel a sense of steadiness, we feel that sense of well-being, health, enjoyment, happiness, whatever it is, within ourselves, we're experiencing it, and then we want to look out into that other world again, the world of words, symbols, books, things that we've got to do. And all you have to do at the end is from here, imagine you're looking out through a window, through a door, and just seeing things as they are from a different perspective. It's like suddenly the astronaut goes above the Earth and sees the Earth in a completely different light. And they go, wow, this is unbelievable. because you're seeing it from a different perspective, and then you appreciate what's going on down here. Fact is that when you're part of something, you cannot see what you're part of. Another kind of Zen twist. When you're part of something, you cannot see what you're part of, unless you step back, unless you... So at that end, at the point at the end, there's you, the true you, if you like, how you feel, and there's that other part of you that's busy doing what you've got to do. So, let's just be quiet and just rest. Can you just switch off?